Hi guys! So today we're going to discuss the main differences between a UK Christmas and a US Christmas. I've got a bell in my head and it's a bit annoying, look. Just want to point out there's still a lot of similarities between a UK and a US Christmas. There's a big dinner on the massive day, there's present givings, there's decorations and there's Santa. Those are the main similarities, but I'm going to talk about the differences. First one, advent calendars. So in the UK, advent calendars, everyone gets them, especially when you're a kid. Everyone gets an advent calendar, so every day you get to open a little door and take some chocolate out or even a little gift. Even now, one of my friends has got a wine advent calendar. The other friend has got a cheese advent calendar. These are obviously for adults. In the States, no one really does them. I've seen one in Target. Just not a thing over here. No advent calendars in the United States. Second one, I'm going to be a bit shocked when I say this, but I think the UK is actually more commercialised at Christmas than the States. I think the reason for this is because of Thanksgiving. So in the build up to Thanksgiving, which is normally this year it was late, it was the last weekend in November, and normally it's the second to last weekend, you don't really see any Christmas stuff. And then after that, boom, Christmas happens and everything in the States gets commercialised, all the shops got all the Christmas decorations in. In the UK, the holiday before Christmas is the 31st of October, which is Halloween, and that's the point that Christmas starts. So I personally think, in terms of being a shopper and going around stores, I definitely think the UK is actually worse than America. Third, Brussels sprouts. So in the UK, quite a lot of people hate Brussels sprouts. I love Brussels sprouts, love them. Most people only think it's acceptable to have Brussels at Christmas. And they kind of feel like they have to do it and they'll have one or two on their plate just to kind of force it down and say you've done it. Over here, Brussels are kind of a year-round thing, which is great for me. So the other day I had a Brussels sprout salad. It was lovely. Brussels sprouts aren't just on the Americans' Christmas dinner, they're throughout the year. UK, you only optimise the Brussels, okay, in season, but at Christmas, it's sad. Next one, bit controversial. So these, I think, should always go at Christmas dinner. Yorkshire puddings. Over here, there's no Yorkshires. I know sometimes some British people will think Yorkshires shouldn't be a thing on Christmas dinner. I know it's not an Irish thing, but for me, you need to have a Yorkshire on Christmas Day. Like, come on. Over here, Yorkshire puddings aren't a thing. It's one massive thing missing from the Christmas trimmings. Other than that, I think the US Christmas dinner is very similar to the UK Christmas dinner. Turkey or chicken or even beef, and then cut some kind of potato with lots of sides, which are vegetables. And then normally, English people normally have a Yorkshire. Yeah, you don't have a Yorkshire over here. Music. So I thought I knew quite a lot of Christmas songs. I think in the UK we get a very limited amount of Christmas songs. Since I've been in the States, oh my God, I've probably heard about 20 different Christmas songs over here that I have no idea what they are. And everyone seems to know the lyrics, including the ones on this hat. This elf one, I don't know if this is a thing, but I've never heard this before. There's just loads of songs that are Christmas songs I've never ever heard before. Obviously you've got your standard ones that I've heard, but yeah, they seem to have a bigger eclectic of Christmas songs. It's very odd. Next one, decorations. So Brits potentially might hate me for saying this, but I think the US might have decorations on us, like they've got us beat. The Christmas decorations in the States are amazing. No expense spared, it looks fantastic. Both personally for me, like in someone's actual house and in stores, they just look phenomenal. And I don't think the UK's Christmas decorations are normally that good, which is a bit rubbish. One thing I probably would say is one nice thing about, I don't know if this is a New York thing, but when you walk along the streets, you can just buy a Christmas tree. Like outside my apartment, you can literally just buy. There's two guys on either block, and you can just buy Christmas trees. In the UK, you can't do that. Like you have to go to home base or you have to have a car. In New York, no one's got a car, so you literally just have to drag it from the side of the street where you bought it off this random man into your apartment, which is kind of quite nice. Also, I haven't got a tree, because I'm going home at Christmas, and I don't want to waste money. But anyway, I have got a hat. Christmas decorations are definitely better in the United States. UK's definitely beating America in this one. But basically time off at Christmas. So the only bank holidays you get in the United States at Christmas are Christmas Day and New Year's Day. The whole of that middle week between is you have to work, including Boxing Day. Including Boxing Day. I was like, oh. So I think in the UK, technically Boxing Day is a day off, but most businesses kind of just close down. I certainly did anyway. I never worked between Christmas and New Year. The whole office was just shut. I know sometimes some people don't have that, especially in like shops and stuff. But most people have Boxing Day off, or on a half day or something on New Year's Eve. Over here in the States, because they've got hardly any holiday, or no holiday, shall I say. That's it. You get 2 days off the whole of Christmas, which is a bit rubbish. To the point of this year, someone's giving me loads of work to do in between Christmas and New Year. I'm like, no, not doing it. Booked off. So sorry, the UK definitely beats America when it comes to bank holidays over Christmas. Lastly, in the UK, there's probably a 50-50 split between putting a fairy at the top of the tree and putting a star. I haven't seen one fairy yet. I do think they're a thing. I googled it, and apparently some Americans do have fairies, but I think the whole tradition of putting a fairy top of the tree originated in Britain, like the 1800s or something. Before that, people used to put like a mini baby Jesus, and then I think with the decline of Christianity in or religious kind of following in the UK, it kind of went down. Someone started putting fairies. I think it's a British tradition. So I haven't seen any fairies. 0 fairies. Everything's a star, which is kind of nice, but I kind of like a fairy, and it just reminds me of childhood and going to my nan's house and seeing her fairy. Anyway, that sounds dodgy. I'll edit that out. My name's Emily. Hope you like this channel, and subscribe and like. Thanks. Bye. Merry Christmas.